There's no student superior to Rena Kizuki in our school. She's well-rounded, both academically and athletically, and she's bright, sociable, and loved by everyone. She's recognized as the perfect girl, and I heard that a lot of guys have been confessing to her. My seat is right next to hers, and I've always had a crush on her the way all other guys do in our school. While Miss Kizuki was so popular,
Let's do something secret with just the two of us.
she confessed to me because of a situation, and she started coming to my room. Are you asking why this is happening? This is a story between me, a geek, and a perfectly beautiful girl. My name is Yuma Tanaka, and I'm an ordinary high school student who attends an ordinary high school. I'm average with my grades and sports, so I'm a so-called mob, but I'm just a geek.
Good morning. Good morning, Reina. Did you change your hairstyle? Yep, I went to a hair salon yesterday. Where'd you get your hair cut? Did you go to the same place? No, it's a new place called Canon that opened up by the station. Oh, I've been curious about that place. I'll give you a referral card, so you should try them out, Sae. Thanks, Rena.
That day, Miss Rena Kizuki, who was assigned to sit next to my seat, seemed to be more excited than usual. Everyone was praising her for how pretty she was after she got her new hairstyle. I'd always been fond of her, not just because she was pretty, but I slightly admired her for her social skills. She had a lot of female friends, which told me that she had a truly great personality. No, there was actually a secret that nobody else knew, and if I ever revealed that secret anywhere, I'd be destroyed. I'd probably become a star in the night sky. This goes back to a few days ago. I have a hobby as a geek that I kept secret from others. I love photo shooting cosplayers, and I would go to events with my camera in my hands. This is the one and only place where I could be myself. I'm gonna take photos of Rena, the cosplayer who's becoming popular recently. Alright, I'm going to take the best shot. Rena was a high school cosplayer who became viral on social media recently. Her costumes and posing were nearly perfect, and I was her huge fan. That day, I came to the event venue to see her in person for the first time. Oh, she must be over there. As expected, she was extremely popular, but I was able to manage a good spot. Excuse me, will you pose for me?
Okay, thank you very much.
Whoa, she heard me. I can't let go of this opportunity. Oh. At that moment, we both knew that we were each other's classmates. When I took a closer look, Rena turned out to be Miss Kizuki. I'd like to curse myself for not realizing it when I saw her social media page, and she looked extremely cute in her cosplay. However,
You saw me.
But thank you very much! I immediately ran from the scene. I was surprised that Miss Kizuki was a cosplayer, but there was another problem. She realized that I'm a cosplay photographer! Besides, Miss Kizuki was in a position where she probably wouldn't have any problem if others found out that she was a cosplayer. She was a perfect girl in school, and I was sure everyone would love to see her cosplay. But then, I was a geek who was pretending to be part of the mob. If this fact was revealed at school, I was sure everyone would give me the side eye. So now, this is extremely awkward. Miss Kizuki must have realized that I was there, and to add, her seat's right next to mine. But despite that, she's been acting normally, and that makes me even scared. It seemed like we were just gonna pretend as if nothing happened, right? I didn't mind riding along if that was what we were going with, but...
Hey, Yuma Tanaka.
What?
What's the matter? You look like you saw something you weren't supposed to see.
Not really.
It's fine. Anyway, I have a favor for you, Yuma Tanaka.
What is it? Why is she calling me by my first name?
I was wondering if you could spare a moment after school today. But are you busy?
Huh? Why?
It's going to be something important for both of us, so I'll see you behind this building after school, okay?
This must be about what happened the other day. Guess I can't run this time. We both held each other's secrets at this time. I wouldn't mind discussing that matter positively, but it was frightening at the same time. However, that day after school... Huh? What did you just say?
Jeez, don't make me repeat myself.
I mean, I wasn't sure if I heard you correctly.
I guess I have no choice. Let me say it again then. Yuma Tanaka, I'd like you to be my boyfriend.
This was such a huge incident in the history of my life. I thought we were going to talk about what happened the other day, but she turned out to confess to me. To add, this was coming from Miss Rena Kizuki, everyone's idol. And even to add, she was Rena, my favorite cosplayer, and I had no reason to reject. This is such a rare opportunity. Sure, if you'd like. I was a bit hesitant, but I decided to go out with Miss Kizuki. I accepted her confession. Not only because I'd been her secret admirer or because she was my fave. I simply wanted to know what was on her mind. No matter how you put it, this confession was way too random. I thought things would be awkward between us after what happened the other day. So, why is it that you wanted to be my girlfriend?
I simply wanted to get to know you better.
She just wants to get to know me? I feel like we're skipping a step. Aren't you supposed to confess to someone because you like that person?
You're right, but I feel like it's also a way to get to know someone you're curious about by being in a relationship with that person. I might start liking you after we start this relationship too.
I wonder if I'm being too idealistic about romance. Right off the bat, I could tell that there was a difference in what we valued when it comes to romance. Miss Kizuki probably took relationships as something quite casually, but then she said that I was someone she was curious about. I'd be glad if she had positive feelings for me, but I didn't think that was the case with Miss Kizuki.
And I'd like you to keep our relationship between us without telling anyone else.
Why is that?
At least in the beginning. Anyway, I want to go to your house.
I feel like she switched the subject just now. By the way, there are a bunch of posters and acrylic stands of cosplayers all over my room. I wonder who would ever be brave enough to let her into a room like that. Even if she is Rena, a famous cosplayer, I'd never have the guts to do that. Besides, I wonder why she's asking me if we could keep our relationship a secret. I'm sorry, but is it okay for me to take back that we'll be in a relationship?
What? Why?
After talking for a bit, I feel like we value different things.
Why did you agree to it earlier then?
Well, to be honest, actually, forget about it. I was just riding along earlier. Now, let's just pretend that nothing happened. I won't tell anyone about what happened the other day, so don't worry. I left her as I said those words. We wouldn't end up hurting each other, and I felt like this may have been a rare experience to go through. The following day, as I was spending time in my room while I felt a bit bothered...
Yuma, are you busy?
Hey! You weren't supposed to come in without asking!
What are you talking about? I knocked so many times. Anyway, you have a friend visiting you.
It must be fraud then. I don't have any friends.
Oh, I don't know how to feel about that, as your mother.
So what's that friend like?
Her name is Miss Kizuki, and she's very pretty. But this must be a fraud. There's no way you'd have such a pretty friend.
Hey, why didn't you tell me that in the beginning? I don't know how to feel about that as your son. I rushed over to our front door. Miss Kizuki?
I'm sorry to do this all of a sudden, but I'm here to visit you.
What? You can't do this! I mean, how did you locate my house?
I used our mutual friends. Why don't we have her come in?
Hey, Mom!
What is this? Are you being shy?
I'm not being shy.
Don't worry about him. You can come on in.
My mom ended up letting Miss Kizuki inside our house. Anyway, I wonder what Miss Kizuki's trying to do, suddenly showing up at my house. So, why are you here?
There's something I've been curious about.
What is it?
Why did you take back to decide not to start a relationship with me?
Oh, well,
I want you to explain it to me.
I'm sorry, but give me just one moment. Mom! Stop listening to our conversation!
Oh my! I'm sorry about that. I'll step out for about 2 hours, so good luck with everything.
I don't need you to be considerate. Jeez.
Tanaka, your mother is a funny person.
She's funny, and that's all.
Let's continue what we were talking about.
About why I decided not to start a relationship with you, right? I slowly started telling her why I decided not to go out with her. I told her that I secretly admired her for a while. Also, that Rena had always been my favorite on social media. I was shocked to discover that the two of them were actually the same person, and also that I was flustered that she discovered that I've been into cosplayers.
Didn't you get creeped out to find out that I'm a cosplayer?
Well, didn't you get creeped out that I was a cosplay photographer?
You're right. I guess we stand on the same ground.
No, not at all. Besides, you're very popular as a cosplayer. So, I was surprised and happy when you confessed to me. I got carried away, and I couldn't think straight. But after we talked for a bit, I realized that we had our differences in what we value in romance.
Was that why you took it back?
Exactly. I'm not the type of person who can start a relationship with someone so casually. I want to confess to someone I love. And I want to be confessed to by someone who loves me. Ideally, the confession should be made even if the feelings aren't mutual.
Tanaka, you're very upright.
Upright? I'm just a coward. But then, Miss Kizuki, were you really planning on being in a relationship with a cosplay photographer like me?
That's right. I was curious about you.
Will you go out with anyone you're curious about?
That's not true. I've never been in a relationship with anyone, and it was my first time confessing to anyone.
Really? That's surprising. But that makes me even confused about this. Why did you confess to me then? What made you curious about me?
Well, I'm here today because I wanted to confirm something about that.
Confirm?
Can I take a look inside your room really quick?
No, you can't do that!
What? Why not?
You can't come into my room, okay? I said, but it seemed like Miss Kizuki really wanted to see my room, so I had no choice but to clean it up. But a geek's room is still a geek's room. I couldn't hide all the manga and merch that were inside my room, so I decided to clean up all the merch related to Rena. However...
I see. So this is your room, Tanaka.
I made sure I hid everything that I didn't want her to see, so this should be okay. However, Miss Kizuki ended up finding it on one of my shelves.
Oh, isn't this figurine from Millstar?
Oh, do you know that anime?
Yeah, I was watching it as they were released, and I have the DVD.
Really? Millstar refers to an anime series called Milky Way Stars. It's a sci-fi anime that depicts the dreams and struggles of heroines aiming to become interstellar idols. It's a rather niche and deep-cut series that only a few people know about, but it has a strong cult following. A lot of people have been asking for a new series, but they haven't come up with one just yet.
Take a look at this cosplay.
Whoa, that's Mira Shimazaki!
and it's a special costume for the 10th episode.
I was shocked to discover that Miss Kizuki was a huge fan of Millstar. She showed me a few photos of her cosplaying the characters without posting them on social media. Since I was a huge fan of Millstar as well, we got excited to talk about it.
Tanaka, do you want to see more?
Sure, can I see?
Okay, I'm a bit shy about it, but I'll show it to you.
I never thought that there was someone who was a fan of the same anime that I love. By the way, right next to my room.
See more? A bit too shy about it, but she'd show it to him? They must be going crazy thinking that I'm not here.
I discovered later that my mother was listening to the entire conversation. We then watched Millstar episodes together and talked about our favorite episodes. I'm very surprised to discover this side about you, Miss Kizuki.
I'm actually a geek too.
I would have never imagined.
There's only one person who knows that I'm a geek at our school. Do you know Sae?
Oh, that's the girl who's always with you.
Yep, we've known each other since junior high, but she prohibits me from talking about my geek stuff at school.
Why is that?
She's worried that it'll bring down my image.
I guess our school doesn't really grant citizenship to geeks.
That's why I've been keeping it a secret.
And I happened to be at a photo shooting event and ended up discovering.
That's right. But to tell you the truth, I was curious about you because I thought you might be like me. I wondered if you were hiding your true self at school.
Well, I'm sure others would be creeped out about my hobby.
No, I'm not creeped out. As a matter of fact...
What's the matter?
Nothing.
What's this person getting all excited about? At least, it seemed like we would get along well, since we have a common hobby and a secret.
So, I thought it might be fun to go out with someone who's of my race, and that's why I confessed to you.
I see. I get it now.
You ended up rejecting to be my boyfriend, but I'd still love to be your friend.
I think most people would start off that way. Ever since then, instead of being just classmates, Miss Kizuki and I became friends who shared each other's secrets. She asked me to keep our relationship a secret when she confessed to me, because she didn't want others to find out that we were geeks. She was just trying to suggest that we protect ourselves in school. By the way, I became friends with Miss Sae Kasumikawa, who is a friend of Miss Kizuki.
Tanaka, you must regret that you turned down Reina's confession.
Aw, shut up. Correction. She tends to tease me all the time because she knows the nature of the relationship between Miss Kizuki and me. On weekends, Miss Kizuki and I started to spend time together often.
Yay, it's a date!
You call it a date, but we're just shopping for merch. It felt a bit plain to call it a date, but Miss Kizuki seemed to be excited. Even when we were at a cafe, we only talked about our geek topics.
You know what? I want you to take a photo of me so I can post it on my social media.
Really? I'm not sure if I'm good enough.
Well, I want you to take the picture for me. I mean, you always look at me as if you're touching me all over my body.
I think I'm starting to realize. It seemed like Miss Kizuki had her own unique taste. I mean, of course, she cosplayed out of her respect for her favorite anime series. However, Miss Kizuki eventually got in trouble. Shortly before the school festival, her social media page went viral. Isn't this Miss Kizuki? What? Is Miss Kizuki a cosplayer? Miss Kizuki was becoming too famous, and our classmates were about to realize who she was.
What do? I feel like they already know.
I mean, I had a feeling that this day would come. What do I do? Is there anything I can do to help her? As a friend who knew her secret, I wanted to do something about this. And that was when I came up with an idea. I nominate myself for the school festival committee member!
I'll do it too!
Miss Kasumikawa and I decided to nominate ourselves to be the school festival committee members so we could come up with our class's theme. It was only a matter of time before everyone discovered that Miss Kizuki was a famous cosplayer, so we'd have to save her by taking a different method. And on the day of the school festival, our class decided to host a cosplay cafe.
Welcome!
Oh my, that's Rena, the cosplayer! Wow, she's real! Our class had a long line by our entrance because a lot of people wanted to see Rena, the cosplayer. What we decided to do to save her was to get many people attracted to her as a cosplayer instead of hiding it from everyone. With that said, we wanted everyone around us to stop judging the geeks. And you might wonder whether this worked out well or not. Whoa! Rena isn't the only cosplayer here, but there are also so many other amazing cosplayers!
That boy is so cute!
The plan worked out very well. It seemed like everyone understood how wonderful cosplayers can be. To tell the truth, Miss Kizuki put in so much effort behind this plan.
Perfect, all done! Oh my, I feel like a completely different person. Reina, can you put on my makeup too?
Miss Kizuki's not only amazing as a cosplayer, but she also has incredible skills. Our classmates were discovering the fun of becoming a new self. I'm sure we have a lot of people who would take her side, even if everyone found out that Miss Kizuki is a cosplayer. There were fans visiting our classroom to see her, and she was also discovering even more fans. Ever since then, the entire school has been talking about the fact that she was a talented cosplayer. It seemed like our scheme was an extreme success. By the way, I have a duty and a role, as Miss Kizuki and Miss Kasumikawa suggested. Please, hold your pose and smile! I was providing a service to have the guests take photos with the cosplayers, and I contributed to the team as a photographer. Since I had the skills to take photos of people, it seemed like I was able to make everyone happy. After the school festival was over...
Thank you, Tanaka.
About what?
I was able to enjoy cosplaying while I was able to help everyone else. This is all thanks to you and Sae for coming up with this plan. At first, I was afraid that others might find out who I was, but I really appreciate you for making everyone acknowledge cosplayers the way they do now.
Well, I thought it would be best to hide in plain sight. What mattered the most was that Miss Kizuki was a deep-cut geek, and to ensure that others wouldn't find out about it. We only needed others to find that she enjoyed cosplaying.
There's a huge difference between deep-cut cosplay geek and cosplayers. Cosplayers need to have an immense respect for the original series instead of just wearing costumes, or else they wouldn't be as popular as Reina. I don't think many people would have realized that.
No, I'm happy as long as everyone else enjoyed cosplaying.
But Tanaka, you were aware of that, and that's why you were at the event venue.
Yep, it's not like I just wanted to take pictures of a cute girl. I wanted to take photos of someone who had a deep love and respect for the original anime.
And that makes me happy as a cosplayer.
I'm glad to hear that.
In that case, will you please continue taking photos of me?
Of course.
Also, will you make me your girlfriend?
Of course. Wait, what? I'll leave it up to your imagination on what happened to the two of us after this.